it all, I saw a spectre emerge. It was death. I heard it roar. And then I felt a gentle, healing spirit breathing life back into me. And a woman's deep voice whispered, "You have power. Never give it away."
She was due her comeback, a great talent waiting to be unleashed again.
This place is an institution.
How long have you been coming here?
About 15 years.
It's your own Rick's Cafe.
And I'll get down to brass tacks. You know, the actress Russell Brown said, for some people, cinema means something superficial and glamorous. But I think it is the mirror of the world. Never tell anyone. Never look for me. I think you should look for another actress.
Did you tell him?
I somehow can't do it.
My beautiful Rose.
Stand tall, Loren. Be an artist. I've always let so much come in the way, but you don't have to. Visi d'arte, visi d'amore. Live for art, live for love.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to, and that was not what I wanted to do. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Keep that. I love it. It's raw. Keep it.
Keep it. All right. Hello, everyone. My name is Heather Hart with the NRW, where nerds rule the world, and I am on fire already. And that's not a terrible joke. I have two people from the LA region here, and I am so sorry for that.
It was perfect.
I have Russell Brown, the writer and director of LOREN ROSE, as well as Loren himself, Kelly Blatz. Hello, guys. How are y'all doing today on this less than fun, joking day?
We're doing a lot better now that we see you here. So thank you for having us on.
And a lot better now that it seems like things in Southern California are slowly returning to, you know, we're not all living on edge at this moment the way we were 3 days ago.
Okay, knocking on my wood table, definitely, for sure, with that statement. We're doing the seeing positivity. That's always a great thing. And hopefully y'all and your families are staying as safe as y'all can. With that being said, let's talk about LOREN ROSE. Let's get on a different topic real quick here. LOREN ROSE. Russell, I want to start with you. And I'm going to kind of use one of the questions that Rose asked Loren at the beginning of the movie. Is any part of this film, was it a personal story to you? Was it like any part of it biographical? Because especially Loren's part, it seemed very personal. Like Rose had some like big grandiose statements, but Loren seemed very natural and normal. So was any of it biographical to you?
I mean, I always kind of joke with people and I say, like, I'm actually Rose. If I had to choose which one of these people is me. But yeah, of course, it's all very autobiographical in that, you know, everything they're talking about are sort of my personal obsessions and thoughts and feelings on life, and filtered through these characters, and also filtered through so many people that I've known and mentors that I've had, and playing out this type of relationship with other people. So in that way, it's very autobiographical. It's not like this actually happened and I was transcribing some dialogue I had with an actress. It's not like that, but.
That's fair. Well, I mean, it seemed very personal. It seemed very real. Kelly, for the follow-up question to that, this movie is also very interview-esque in so many ways. When this film started, especially during the open appetizer scene, I'm like, why am I even doing an interview? The interview is happening right here. How did you feel when you first read the script and you noticed that this was going to be very one-on-one, very informative and very personal like that?
Well, it's very rare to read a script like this. You know, it almost reads like a play. So I was initially surprised that it was going to be a film, because it's very bold to make a film where it's two people just having a conversation. So I love that aspect of it. I loved all the themes it explored. I felt very close to the script, and in turn very close to Russell, since it came from his soul. So for me, and the opportunity to do this with such a beautiful dialogue with opposite Jacqueline Bisset was just a pleasure. So I loved everything about it, the entire experience, and in a way, for me, it was a huge learning experience, even having these dialogues and exploring these themes with Jacqueline, who's had such a rich and vast career in life. So it just continues to have an effect on me as I move forward in my life. So I'm so grateful to be a part of it.
That's lovely. And when you were first reading Loren, who did you see him as? Like, I feel like Rose is just that classic, beautiful Hollywood starlet, but who was Loren to you?
I feel like Loren, I could relate to Loren a lot because I feel like he was somebody who is trying to find his identity. He's trying to find his creative voice. I think he's just starting to be able to crack something open inside himself and be able to expose that in his work. And I think he's wanting to find a mentor. He's wanting to find, as a young artist and person, you're always looking for these mentors and someone who can give you wisdom. And I think in Rose, he found that. But you see how it turns, when he's had an initial success, and then he sort of also feels lost in terms of what is the balance of art and business and work. And I think he's somebody who's just trying to find his footing on what it means to be an artist. And I think that young artists can relate to this film in so many ways and continue to visit it to find those bits of wisdom.
Absolutely. And to go on.
Can I jump in here? One thing about Kelly, just because it's something that was really striking about the process of making this movie, which was, this is my fifth feature movie, and I've done a lot of auditions over the years, and been in, and when you're auditioning, actors will be great and they'll do great things, and but it's always different in some ways than you'd always. But when Kelly auditioned for this part, it was really the most uncanny thing. It's never happened to me before, ever, where the way he did it was just exactly how I had always heard it. Exactly, like to the breath. And it was so weird. And I remember being in that room being like, how did this guy figure this out? Like, how did he do that? It was very strange. I still think about it every now and then. And I think about how that audition was just like kind of crazy.
Wow. For those in the audience out there, I was warned that this was going to be a complete hate relationship, not a love-hate relationship. Like, I was told that this was supposed to be war on screen, and yet all we're getting is love. I don't know what to do now.
I was about to give him some more love, so get ready for it. No, just to quickly add on to that. Yeah, it's sometimes it's rare when these things happen where you read something and then you meet the person and you feel like this was absolutely meant to happen. I feel like this person is exposing some part of my own soul, and it's very rare. So I was very lucky, and obviously Russell and I have become very, very good friends, as well as Jacqueline. So it's more than just a film to us. It's become a huge part of our lives. So very grateful.
Absolutely, and it's had one. Looking at the awards that the film has won, especially what Jacqueline has won throughout the festival circuit. It's incredible what this little movie, and when I say little, I mean just like little cast. Like, this is a very small and passionate cast. Y'all, it's amazing. Y'all have so many awards under your belt. It's incredible. Russell, to go back to what Kelly was saying just a little while ago, that dynamic that you see between Loren and Rose. You have this classically trained actress who has had some Hollywood-esque issues, and then you have this up-and-comer. Why did you want that collaborative dynamic? Because in so many films nowadays, we see kind of the bashing of those dynamics. You have the old person who doesn't want to accept the new, and then the new person who doesn't want to accept the old. So why did you want to bring those together in this film?
Well, that's just the way it's been for me in my life. Like I've learned a lot from older people, and I've learned a lot from younger people. I've had a lot of teachers, and it's a really powerful thing to be someone's teacher. And I think the student gives something to the teacher too, and that's what this movie is about also. Like, you know, Loren really gives something to Rose too. They give things to each other. So yeah, that's really what I was getting at. And you know, one of the things about the script is, if the script doesn't feel like a boring movie of two people sitting and talking, it's because they actually are in conflict through most of those scenes. They have different points of view on things. They have different worldviews. They have different places in their life, and that kind of conflict is kind of underneath everything they're talking about. So it's not just people getting along, you know.
Absolutely. And you see it, the motherly dynamic, the mother and son dynamic of loss and attachment. You can really feel it between Loren and Rose. It's incredible. Kelly, to go off of that, you and Jacqueline Bisset's relationship, how did y'all build that up? Did y'all spend time together ahead of the film, or was this kind of just an organic, on-screen kind of relationship?
No, we did spend time together. Russell would have us at his house for tea, and we'd hang with his cats, and we'd kind of talk about the script and read through it. And we had, I think, a few weeks of that beforehand, so we were already able to build a relationship and a rapport. And then throughout shooting, you know, I wanted to save some of that stuff for when we actually shot, and really tried to get to know each other through the dialogue. So what was interesting is that we'd be sitting at this restaurant, and we'd do these scenes, and then in between scenes we're still sitting there. And so I would strike up a conversation with her among the same kind of themes, but as ourselves. And so it was this weird back and forth between building the relationship on and off screen. That has continued now for a week. We shot the film a few years ago. So yeah, I feel like, and I want to add, it's very rare to for someone to make a film like this. Like I said, I give Russell credit of people just talking about life and themes, and I feel like it's always sort of warned against, like, oh, you shouldn't have too much dialogue in a film. It's all about visuals and I think that films like these, I tend to really love, because it does just offer you those raw perspectives that you can, I don't know, take with you, almost like a great book.
Absolutely. And we've been seeing a lot more. I was talking about the small cast. It does take, a village to make a film. But when it comes to, there have been some incredible films that have come out over the past couple of years with smaller casts, and it's just people talking. Daddy-O is a great one. It won a whole bunch of awards in the festival circuits as well, where you just have two people chatting and they just tell and give up their lives. And it's very heartwarming, and you can feel that emotion. But Russell, we now that I've brought that up, we've seen those conversations in taxi cabs. We've seen it, on, just in a whole bunch of different places. Why a restaurant? Why make this menu themed?
Well, the whole restaurant is sort of out of Rose's essence. You know what I mean? Like, she is a otherworldly, Scheherazade-like kind of creature, and like food is just one of the many ways she kind of expresses her eccentricity and her taste for life, So it had to be something very sensual, very colorful, very exotic, and if they were going to sit someplace and talk, and also Rose just loves food. She could talk about food forever. She could talk about pies. She could talk about all kinds of things with food, oysters and things that she loves to eat. So, it seemed like a natural place to set it. And it had to be a very specific kind of restaurant that was almost like conjured from her imagination.
You can feel it. And by the way, I definitely am craving creme brulee now. I'm going to blame you for that. Just going to say it.
I ate so much creme brulee. It was incredible. I don't know how many we cracked, but
I'm hoping that's not a bad thing. Hopefully it didn't ruin your taste for creme brulee. You just felt...
No. Yeah, not at all.
My last question here, and it's always one of those most important ones. So Loren Rose is officially hitting the greater populace. As of January 28th, it will be hitting Prime exclusively, so definitely check it out to the audiences. But now that it is coming to the wider world and it's kind of stepping out of the film circuit, what would y'all like the audience to take? What's that one thing that you're hoping that the audience takes away from this film? Kelly, I'll start with you.
I think when you make a film, at least for me, you're always hoping that the audience can somehow see themselves in some way, even if it's just a piece of the film, and in that way contemplate their own desires and lives, and even if it's just some sort of a small shift of perspective. So I think, and hopefully to be moved, and to have an enriching experience, I would say would be what I hope.
Of course. Russell, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of the same as Kelly. You know, I've shown this movie in a lot of film festivals and theaters, and there's always some tears in the audience at the end. You know, and that's what I hope people they're moved by it and touched by it. You know, that's what I really hope they get out of it. That kind of that feeling.
That connectivity. Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, Russell, so much for your time. Loren and Rose comes out exclusively on Amazon Prime. Oh, excuse me, on Prime. Got to be careful there. On Prime.
Yeah.
On January 28th. Definitely take a look. If you have any questions, if the audience has any questions, where can they find you out there in the digital space? Russell, I'll start with you.
Well, if they go to lorenandrose.com, you know, that's really the best way. There's like a contact button in there, and if they want to write me through there, that's a good way. I don't check the Instagram as much, but there's an Instagram feed for the movie also.
Perfect. What about you, Kelly?
I'm on the Instagram. You can find me there.
What's your handle?
It's Kelly Stephen Blatz.
Okay. All right. So we'll have that down below for y'all. If you ever want to talk about this film or any others, please like, subscribe, share, talk about everything about this film right below. Thank you guys, and we'll see y'all soon.
Pleasure chatting with you. Love to all my nerds who rule the world.
Yeah. Nerds rule the world.
Yes, we do.
Thanks. Nerds rule the world.
Thank you.
I love the nerds ruling the world, so more power to you.
Patrick, what up, man? And yes, they do. Nerds rule the world, kid.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Awesome. Kuya P, nerds rule the world. Hello.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh,
nerds rule the world.
I got.
It's in the title of your show, like nerds rule the world. Like I want more Black weirdos on screen, and I don't feel like we ever get to see that very much.
Thank you so much. Nerds do rule the world.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Nerds rule.
Love it. It's your boy Kuya P. Nerds rule the world. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you.
Do. They rule the world, all right.
Yes. Take care, Tony. Thank you, guys.